Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom we've been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this county and the Republic of Kenya. Let your blessings descend upon us, here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Kindly confirm whether we have the quorum in compliance with Standing Order number 35.
Honorable Speaker, the quorum is not sufficient.
Honorable members, Standing Order number 35 2 provides that if there is no quorum present when the chair is taken, at the time appointed for a meeting of the County Assembly, immediately after the saying of the prayer, the Speaker shall order the bell to be rung for 10 minutes. Consequently, I direct the Sergeant at Arms to ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes. Honorable members, I acknowledge the receipt of the Nandi County Supplementary 1 budget estimates for financial year 2023-2024, and the same is committed to the relevant committee. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Chalule from Songo Soba Ward.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I rise to seek a statement on the operationalization of the coffee milling plant at Chebonet in Songo Soba Ward. Pursuant to Standing Order 45A1, I seek a statement from the Chairperson of Agriculture and Cooperative Development Committee. Honorable Speaker, it is noted that the county government purchased and installed a coffee mill at Chebonet in Songo Soba Ward. And the people of Songo Soba Ward are highly grateful for the development. Honorable Speaker, the challenge being faced now is that the said coffee mill is not operational, and coffee farmers are not certain as to when it will be operational in order to benefit from it. In the light of the above, the chairperson should seek an answer to the following questions. What is the extent of preparedness to operationalize the coffee mill at Chebonet, to be able to mill coffee supplied by farmers? Which mechanisms are being put in place by the county government to market coffee in both direct and indirect overseas markets once the mill is operationalized? Which mechanisms are being put in place to guarantee better returns to the coffee farmers? That is it, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chairperson, Agriculture. The vice chairperson, Agriculture.
None of them is here.
Honorable members, do you have a member who serves in that particular department? Are you in a position to stand in for the chairperson and be able to respond to the statement as sought?
Mr. Speaker, we request for a period of 2 weeks to respond on the same.
Okay. I think as a matter of practice in this house, I'll grant 7 days for the chairperson to respond to the issues sought by the honorable member from Songo Soba. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Yes, Honorable Teno. We are on item number 8. That is a motion on adoption of the report of Administration and Public Service Committee on consideration of the Kapsabet Municipality Integrated Development Plan 2020-2024, laid on the table of the House on 21st September 2023. Where is the move of the motion? Honorable members, I'm very much aware that the chairperson administration is the one who gave a notice of motion on 21st September 2020. Or rather, of the report that was tabled on 21st September 2023, and consequently a notice of motion was issued, and today he's failed to move the motion, and therefore, honorable members, pursuant to standing order number 53, where no member moves a motion at the time specified by or under these standing orders, such motion shall not be again be published in the order paper during the same session, except with the leave of the speaker. So that is the ruling as regard that particular motion. Next order.
Order number 9, motion.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to move a motion on adjournment of the County Assembly. That aware that the County Assembly is to be in session in accordance with the County Assembly calendar, approved in accordance with Standing Order 29, 1 and 2. Further aware that the Standing Order 28, 1 provides that the County Assembly may, by resolution, alter its sittings, dates specified in respect of a particular session, whereas Standing Order 28.3 provides that the County Assembly shall continue to be in session and may adjourn for a such number of days as it may determine in its calendar. Considering that the County Assembly will be holding public session, that is on 16, 17, and 18 October in respect to the Nandi County Annual Development Plan for financial year 2024-25, cognizant of the constitutional duty bestowed to the County Assembly to conduct public session as scheduled, this House therefore resolves to adjourn its sittings from 12th October 2023 and resume on 18 October 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Honorable Speaker, basing on this motion, Honorable Speaker, is that is on Monday and Tuesday we will be having a gazetted public session for annual development plan. And because this is a very important exercise, Honorable Speaker, so that we can get the report from the public, Honorable Speaker, on how to address the issue of water development fund, especially that in this period that we are migrating from the general budget to water development budget, Honorable Speaker. So it's a very crucial moment, Honorable Speaker, because we have to engage the public so that they can give us the right information on how to allocate projects across our wards, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, we felt that it's, because this calendar of making these dates that is 16, 17, and 18, so that we can go all across all the sub-counties, the 6 sub-counties, and ensure that we get the information from the public who know we can allocate those projects, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are aware that the executive, when they are on, Honorable Speaker, and some of the members are not actually happy of some of the projects, and we feel that we should have that public session so that we can get the right information so that we can approve the right report in this House, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I request the House so that we can agree with this motion. We get these 3 days and we resume, that is on 18 October, 2:30 for the Assembly, and they resume our business as usual. So, Honorable Speaker, I request this House to support this motion so that, and we give this very important exercise. I think if we give the right, eye on this issue, so that we present and we receive the information from members. As we present the already adopted, the already tabled ADB, so that members can guide us on some of the areas, Honorable Speaker. I am aware of an example of my water, Honorable Speaker, whereby some of the projects was allocated, yet it is in this current budget. I can give an example of an ECT in Longiringet, whereby already it is in this budget, yet some of the members of the public or executive considered as part of the project of 2024-2025, which is actually not true. So we have to go and guide the public also so that we can get the right document being approved in this House. So I call upon the honorable members to support this motion so that we can proceed for these 3 days public session exercise. I call upon my deputy, Honorable Sangutei, to second.
I do second, Honorable Speaker, because it is an important matter concerning the projects in our wards. Thank you.
Honorable members, the motion having been seconded, I'll proceed to propose the question that this House therefore resolves to adjourn its sittings from 12th October 2023 and resume on 18th October 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Now the motion is you can debate on the said motion. I think Honorable Chelule, Honorable Tarbe is a ranking member. He can, Honorable Tarbe, kindly proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Although, Honorable Speaker, you know Honorable Jalula is senior, but I know the rules of this House remains the rules. So I want to thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion of adjournment. The motion of adjournment is moved by the Leader of Majority that we adjourn the House so that, Mr. Speaker, we can do some public participation on the annual development plan for the year 2024-2025. However, Mr. Speaker, of concern is what the Honorable Member, Leader of Majority, raised. Mr. Speaker, when we went through the ADP, Mr. Speaker, it was shocking. And it gave us a lot of questions, Mr. Speaker, on whether we have a clear guideline on how public participation is to be done. Mr. Speaker, it seems the first public participation which was done by the executive, Mr. Speaker, did not kind of give the seriousness that the public participation deserves, Mr. Speaker, because some projects, Mr. Speaker, are being allocated weird money, which may not be even completed, Mr. Speaker. So I want to urge the Honorable House, when we are going for public participation, let's take our time to inform our people, Mr. Speaker, because the Constitution is clear. And we are doing the public participation because the Constitution in Chapter 1, Mr. Speaker, says the sovereignty of the people belongs to the people. And it's exercised through the democratically elected leaders. And it's our role, Mr. Speaker, to guide the members. In as much as we have a lot of needs outside there in our various wards of our county, Mr. Speaker, the public may raise a lot of issues that needs to be addressed. So they should, the fact that, Mr. Speaker, they should be clearly informed on the amount of resources we have so that they are able to prioritize projects, Mr. Speaker, according to the needs. But it seems from my analysis of what the ADP that was given to this House for consideration, Mr. Speaker, sometimes you look at some projects and you find you question whether this was done seriously, because some projects which require a lot of money were allocated little resources. Some of the projects were more than can be done, Mr. Speaker. So, you know, that's why we have apathy nowadays in our public participation. The Honorable Members goes and they are asked, you have been coming for public participation, what is being done? Simply because we are not telling our people the truth. We just go tell them to give their projects, they give 101 projects, and they assume it will be done. Because, you know, they believe that now that you have come for public participation, it's going to be done. But if we tell the people the truth that in as much as our needs are ranging from 1 to 10, we are able maybe to do 1 or 2 for this year, Mr. Speaker. So they are informed that not all the projects which are given, maybe for example in CIDP, cannot be done in 1 year. So most of the honorable members carry blames which are not theirs, Mr. Speaker, because the executive has gone, they have collected public opinions, they are giving everyone in the forum to speak, and everyone is giving his project and is being captured. So, you know, the public, when they are seeing that the projects are being captured, they have captured ECTs, they have captured hospitals. When those projects are not implemented, Mr. Speaker, they go back to the MC and then we give. And you know, the executive, they have a loophole of escaping. Now, especially now that the ward development is coming, Mr. Speaker, I know some of the MCAs will have to face a lot of challenges because, and you know, it's a scenario in Nandi County now that the governor may not be defending his seats because his term is expiring. So it will be upon the MCA to defend himself, Mr. Speaker. So by then, the incoming governor or the candidate will be saying that the MCAs were given a lot of money. So I want to urge the honorable members that when we go for this public participation, now that we are attuning, tell the public the truth. Because, Mr. Speaker, it's only the Bible that tells us the truth will set us free. The perception out there is now that ward development fund is coming and a lot of millions will be given to the honorable members. But that's not the true picture, Mr. Speaker. So I encourage that we take seriousness in this public participation, inform the public of what they need to be informed so that they, whenever they are making any reasonable, because, Mr. Speaker, you know, propaganda sells more than the truth. The opponents of the honorable members will use the propaganda that a lot of millions were given to the MCS and they have misappropriated. Some even will attack, Mr. Speaker. You know, even we have not been given the car reimbursement, but when that they'll say it's all the money, Mr. Speaker. So I urge the honorable members that we take seriousness it deserves. Let's go to the public, do our role of oversight, legislation, and representation, and this is the part of the representation, Mr. Speaker, where we are going back to the electorate, get their views, come and implement in this honorable house so that it can be executed by the executive. So I support this adjournment, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Honorable Chalule.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion on public participation. But based on past experience, while I have served in this county assembly, the members of the public have not been properly notified to attend the public participation. And as such, you find that there is a very poor turnout for the events. In a very expansive ward like mine, where you have to have development projects spread evenly across the ward, say every administrative sublocation, when there is no proper notification, some parts of the ward do not turn up to present their views. So the mode of notification should be looked into. If it means we have a vehicle with a loudspeaker and somebody in it going around the ward and announcing to the public that there will be public participation at this venue on such a date, then let it be. Because if the views of the public are not captured properly, because they have not been notified well in advance, then that public participation is shoddy. That is my input, Mr. Speaker. So we have got to look at the mode of informing the public that there will be public participation on such a topic at this venue on such a date. That should be effective. Effective communication to the public is very important in this matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chalule, just before you have your seat, I'm very sure that you privy to the Public Participation Act passed by this assembly as regard the issues of public participation, together with the Constitution and also the County Governments Act. And I want to confirm to you that the County Assembly of Nandi complied with those provisions of the law by giving out a 7 days notice in the newspapers of nationwide circulation.
The last one given by the executive was a mere 2 days. It was not 7 days.
I'm talking with regard to a notice issued by the county assembly.
Okay. So let us give 7 days notice then, if that be the case.
What I'm
And
saying,
get the message across to the public.
What I'm saying, Honorable Chelule, is
Yes.
that the county assembly has already complied with that provision of the law by giving out a 7 days notice. And the same has been published in the newspapers of nationwide circulation.
Mr. Speaker, the majority of the public do not read newspapers, even if we have published it there. It is important to supplement that publishing in the newspaper with a vehicle going around the wards and announcing to the public that there will be public participation on this date.
Honorable Cherula, just to inform you, you're the one who legislates the law, and therefore you know what ought to be done. Yes, you may remain seated.
I hope you are not getting my point, Mr. Speaker.
I get your point, Honorable Chelule, that
Yes.
you'll wish that you have a vehicle with a loudspeaker to move around,
Yes.
and that is not enshrined in our laws. Purposely, you can be able to move this Honorable House.
Honorable Speaker,
Well,
I don't know whether Honorable Jalule is in order, and you have also guided Honorable Jalule that you are
Honorable Chelule, you
complying.
may remain seated as Honorable Sang addresses the.
He is just throwing words to you, and you have informed him that you have been given a notice of 7 days, and he's just asking about the loudspeaker. And the loudspeaker is not being provided. Maybe he can provide with the loudspeaker so that he can move in this round, in this ward. It is not, it is personal. So it is not in order for him to ask you a lot of questions. Let us also have respect in this house so that we might guide this house, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Sang, thank you for that. I was just informing Honorable Chelule that indeed the county assembly is in compliance with all the relevant laws as regard the public participation of this ADP for financial year 2023, or rather 2024, 2025. But as regard the issues of speakers, you're the ones who legislated this law and you know what is best for the House. So,
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
yes, you want to inform whom? No one is on his floor.
Honorable Jalule, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chelule, will you wish to be informed by the Honorable Member Tarbay?
It's okay.
No, you're addressing the chair, please.
Let me be informed, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Honorable Tarbay, you may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, now that you had clarified that I am a ranking member, Mr. Speaker, I saw when you were addressing Mheshimiwa Chelule, or the Honorable Chelule, he was standing, Mr. Speaker, so I wanted to inform him that next time when Honorable Speaker is speaking, the Honorable member should be seated, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chelule, are you now informed?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, most obliged.
Well, Honorable Korir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the motion raised by the Honorable Leader of Majority. Mr. Speaker, it is very important and it's part of our mandate that we carry out public participation. And now that we are transiting from the general budgeting point of view, we are now moving toward development budgeting. It is very crucial and very important. And we now therefore request the members that we continue to carry our extensive public participation. You have heard from the Honorable Member, the Honorable Senior Ranking Member, Honorable Tarbay, that there is a bit of mix-up from the public participation that was carried out by the executive. We really have a lot of errors. And that is why that is part of our process. We are the people who do the oversight. That's why we need to go there and ensure that we carry out this exercise so that we can be able to get the feel of the people at the ground or within our wards. So I want to say that we encourage one another, we ensure that we attend. And I've just indicated, being the chair budget, I've actually forwarded the same to our gadgets so that we can have the rota. Each and every member, I wish to encourage each and every member to ensure that you are attending. Whichever sub-county you are located, we will be doing 2 sub-counties per day, so ensure that you are attending. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, also to inform the Honorable Tarbei, just for a point of clarity, is that this kind of Ward Development Fund annual development is actually one of the best. We are no longer going to be pitting about the bush. It is just to correct and confirm your figure and the projects. So I think this one is going to be very clear. Last financial year, we had a bit of issues. But now, this is a scenario whereby the people from respective wards are given their mandate, they are given the opportunity to identify projects vis-a-vis the amount allocated to each and every ward. So I think it's going to be one of the best and would wish to encourage all the members. I finally support. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Ezra from Kurgung Ward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to support this motion in totality, Mr. Speaker. Having in mind that public participation, Mr. Speaker, is one of the important tools in budget making process. It's important, Mr. Speaker, for these members to have a one-on-one interaction with members to ensure that the views of the public, Mr. Speaker, is well captured in the coming budget. And Mr. Speaker, CIDP, Mr. Speaker, is one of the tools that, or rather one of the documents that's important for public to scrutinize and give their view, Mr. Speaker. Having in mind, as said earlier by other members, Mr. Speaker, this 2024-2025 CIDP, Mr. Speaker, is one of its kind because we are having the Ward Development Fund, Mr. Speaker, which was passed in this House some few weeks or other months ago, Mr. Speaker. And itself, Mr. Speaker, it's prudent for us. We need to take this public participation very serious, Mr. Speaker, because it's one of the things that we have already ring-fenced the resources under the 2 categories, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as said by Transparency International, Mr. Speaker, that public participation entails direct engagement between members of the public and public officials, Mr. Speaker. It's important for these members we adjourn and engage with the public to ensure that their input is captured in the coming CIDP, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, as a representative of Kurgung Surungai Ward, Mr. Speaker, I support this adjournment.
Honorable Sarah from Kosirai Ward.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support the adjournment for the sake of that public participation. Yeah, in my ward, Kosirai members, public participation was done, but there was none to guide the people of Kosirai on what to do. So what they were doing was just a trial and error. You find that even in some sectors, departments, they did not give anything. So actually it is good. I had made a request to CEC Finance so that Kosirai we have a repeat or a special public participation for Kosirai Ward, which the CEC accepted, and he told me that he was going to get us 2 more officers to take us through in Kosirai for that public participation. When I went through, what was captured is very shallow. Even some projects which are complete are just as being repeated again. So even those who are giving out the project, they were not even aware that those projects were completed and already they are being paid because a few people attended. The way Chelule was saying, the mode of communication that there was a public participation became a problem. So many of them were not aware, and the few who came was not even aware of other projects. And again, during the CIDP, a few of them also came for the CIDP, and they also fixed whatever they had in their mind, forgetting that it was something to cover the whole world. So it is good that we adjourn, at least for the sake of our people down there. And they didn't even know that there was an allocation of what amount to our wards. So actually they were just giving even big projects that it is even over, it is more than what is allocated for the entire ward. So it is actually good when we go back again and then we educate them on what they are supposed to do, what project are they supposed to give, and what amount is it supposed to be allocated in particular project. So you find everybody was giving out a road. So at the end of it, we had even over 20 roads that need to be done in that 1 year. So actually, I support that we adjourn so that we go back to our people and we give them the right thing. Thank you.
Honorable Milka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance to contribute on this motion of adjournment. I support it. I think this is good because the executive have done their part. This now is for the assembly. And you as the area MCA or the ward MCA, you are the lead and you are going to know what is going on in your ward. And again, it is good. The CC have already finished their part. This is our part. And then we have the committee that are selected members you have in your wards. So they will also sit down and go through and they will prioritize which is to come first. It is now good because if you are the lead of the committee, those who are going to sit and see the projects in your ward, I think there is no problem. If there is an ongoing project, stall or the one to be started, it is your committee and you yourself, you will continue directing this committee. So I think as members of County Assembly, this is something which is in the Constitution and we must follow. The 7 days they have already announced is something which goes on since we got the devolution. And if there is somebody who is saying that they have not heard about this, I don't know where they are. And we must go with what is going on now. If it is to go to the newspaper, the WhatsApp, it's okay. So speakers is a long time ago procedure. So this is now the newspaper, Mr. Jelule. So let's continue. I hope those people know about this. Thank you.
Just before you pen off, I heard you submit that it is now the responsibility of the honorable member to direct the committee. Do you still maintain that?
Have you allowed me to start?
Yes, you say that the honorable member will direct the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Not to direct, but because the area MCA is the one who knows the committee for his or her own ward, it is good because the committee will sit down and know which project is going to be the first one. And they will just enroll all of them, and then they will see to it that this is the first and this is the second. So the area MCA is there also to hear, but not to
direct.
Is not the one to direct. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Tolole from Chepteroi Ward.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kuniamsha. Ningependa kuunga mkono hoja hili kwa kuahirisha vikao vya bunge kwa siku 3 ili tuende kuwahusisha wananchi huko nyumbani kwa sababu ya bajeti hii. Ningependa kuwaomba waheshimiwa tutakapoenda huko mashinani tuweze pia kuwaelekeza wananchi wetu ama wakaaji wa wadi zetu ili zile projects ambazo miradi ambazo waliweka kwa bajeti, mara mingi sana waliweka mambo na njia. Ukitengeneza njia sana, tuseme uweke pesa 24, 25, wananchi waweke njia. Unatengeneza njia, baada ya miaka 2 zitakuwa zimeoshwa na mvua ama maji yatakuwa yamefagia. Kwa hivyo tuende tuwaelekeze pia waweke mijengo, hata zile mijengo za wanafunzi wa chekechea na maji. Kwa sababu mwaka wa 27 pengine kama umeweka maji, watu watakuwa wanakunywa maji na jengo hilo la chekechea pengine litakuwa. So afadhali kuweka kwa zile mijengo sana, lakini mambo ya barabara sana usiweke pesa mingi. Weka tu, lakini uhakikishe ya kwamba uko na miradi ambayo
Maybe, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Sang?
Nataka nijulishe mwenzangu mheshimiwa ya kwamba atuongei tena maneno ya kusema kuweka katika miradi tofauti tofauti. Hiyo tu ni kwenda kueleza wananchi jinsi vile tumepangwa. Kama ni barabara, lazima barabara iwekwe pale ndani. Kama ni shule za chekechea, lazima itakuwa iko katika bajeti. Ni kueleza tu na kuorodesha ile maneno ambayo tumefanya. So hakuna chochote ambacho tutaenda fanya pale. So nilikuwa nataka nimwambie ya kwamba ingawa ameongea Kiswahili safi, ajue ya kwamba hiyo maneno ambayo anaongea si ukweli, Mheshimiwa Speaker. So lazima ujulishe bunge hili ya kwamba vitu ambavyo tunataka kwenda kuelekeza pale iko katika orodha ya bajeti, na hiyo ni kitu ambayo inaambatana na vile tulikuwa tumepanga. So hiyo nilikuwa nataka nimjulishe Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Honorable.
Asante naibu wa Speaker kwa kunijulisha, nashukuru. Na wacha nimalizie hapo, asante.
Mheshimiwa Tolole, you said that there is a term called njia and barabara.
Nikidhani ni barabara. Ni barabara.
Okay.
Asante.
Honorable Sang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Na nikataka tu hata pimi utaniambia baadaye tofauti ya njia na barabara ni gani. So nataka tu niseme kwamba ninaunga mkono kusongeshwa kwa bunge hili mpaka siku ya Jumatano saa 8:30 ili kwamba wananchi waende kujadiliwa na kuambiwa jinsi ambavyo lazima hiyo bajeti nataka tuendelee mwaka ujao. Najua kwamba mwaka ujao kwa hii bajeti ya mwaka 23-24 ni ile tunasema kwamba tuna ile tunaitwa World Development Fund. So tunaenda ambia wananchi jinsi ambavyo lazima tufanye maendeleo, na ningeomba tu ni vile Mheshimiwa Chelule alisema ingewezekana katika sehemu hii yetu ya Nandi tupate gari kiwezekana ili waweze kutangaza mwaka ujao, ambapo tulienda kwa hiyo maneno ya mkutano tulipata watu wachache sana. Hasa Kapsabet hapa tulikuwa na watu 4. Ward wengine kwa mfano kuna ward ambaye tumeweka Kapsabet. Mimi nikitoka katika eneo la Ngwen. Watu kutoka Kilibwani wanakuja hapa. Wananchi wanauliza tunakuja na nini? Hawana pesa nauli ya kuja mpaka hapo Kapsabet. Kutoka Chepkumi mpaka hapa. Mimi sikumpata, nilipata tu mtu mmoja ambaye alitoka Chepkumi na huyo nilipatia nauli ya kukuja. Kumaanisha kama singepeana hawangeweza kufika. So tunaomba ya kwamba tunapoendelea hata kama si sahihi mtuziweka kwa bajeti, lazima tuweke bajeti pesa za kwenda kuhamasisha wananchi. Kwa sababu haitakuwa vema tupate bajeti ya bilioni kadhaa na tupate watu 5, watu 10. So tunaomba Mheshimiwa Spika pamoja na mwenyekiti wa kamati hii ya bajeti waweze sasa kwenda kupanga mwaka ujao tuweke pesa, kwa sababu wananchi tukifika huko anasema hatukujulisha. Ni vile Chelule alisema na Mheshimiwa Tololei. Wananchi wanalia sana kusema kwamba hatuna habari. Tunaenda huko sisi, wanaenda huko, tunakaa kidogo, tunafanya hata wakati mwingine tulifanya public participation kwa area nyingine ambayo nataka niseme sisi wenyewe. So nikaona kwamba haitakuwa vema tuendelee namna hiyo. Lakini sasa kufahamishwa wananchi, ninaunga mkono hoja hili ambalo limetolewa na kiranja wa bunge hili ya kwamba tuahirishe mpaka siku ya Jumatano ili tuende tuwajulishe wananchi jinsi hivyo. Hata wa Speaker, nimesimama kuunga na kusema kwamba kwa viongozi wote ambao tumekuwa pamoja nasi hapa, kwa sababu hili hoja si hoja ile kikumu, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Mimi najua hata baada ya hii hata hutaweza kuidhinisha kusema kwamba unataka tujue ni wangapi wanakataa. So nataka hatutangipenda tupoteze wakati, Mheshimiwa Speaker, kwa kuongea na unajua mwisho itakubaliwa. So nataka tujue muda fupi ili ya kwamba tufanye maneno mengine tuende tu.
Honorable Sang, you out of order. You preempting the outcome of this motion, and just remain seated. I've also heard you say that this motion was moved by Kiranja. Who is Kiranja? Yes, you said that this motion was moved by Kiranja.
Okay,
Would you wish that to remain on record?
I want to remain on record that Kiranja is the whip. And I want to the majority leader, because I have not been used to this, Honorable Speaker. So, kiongozi wa wengi ama wajaje, kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge hili. So, ambao amefungwa ambao walitolewa na kiongozi ya wengi katika bunge hili. Okay. So, ndio nataka niseme ya kwamba ninaunga ili ya kwamba tuende pamoja. Na ile naomba tu waheshimiwa, Mheshimiwa Speaker, waheshimiwa ambao tuko hapa, waja sisi wote tuende. Ni sisi ambao tunaenda kufanya kazi na wale wa viongozi wengine. So ninaomba ya kwamba kama umepewa ni vile mwenyekiti wa kamati wamesema, tuende pamoja ili ya kwamba tuende tusaidiane tuhamasishe hao wananchi. Ndio hii kazi itakuwa rahisi na wananchi waelewe vema, kwa sababu kuna pale unaelewa na kuna yule kiongozi mwingine anaelewa, ili tukuatirishe pamoja ili tuweze kufanya hiyo kazi. So nasema ni kiongozi ya wengi, sio Kiranja, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Honorable, I can see Honorable Musbei. Perhaps you can comment, and then we can have the majority leader to make a right of reply.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support this motion of adjournment. The exercise before us, like most honorable members have said, and right from the word go, the mover of the motion, that is the leader of majority, clearly said that looking at what wananchi gave through the public participation by the executive, it has a lot of errors. There is under budgeting. At times there is over budgeting. The wananchi are ambitious. The feeling on the ground is that every aspiration of our wananchi is that everything should be done at a go. So it is the noble duty now for us as elected leaders, or rather as people's representative, to go and guide them. Since we are aware of the law, we are aware of the limitation of the resources, it is very, very important that we go and explain to them. And at the end of it, we come up with a final document that is going to be, that can be implemented quite well. And as I say that also, there are limitations. Even from I think we should be alive with the modes of communication that we communicate to our wananchi. We know and we are very much aware that the law says that it has to be published, the 7 days advertisement on the public participation. But in this era, where now people rarely buy newspapers, majority of the population rarely buy newspapers, we should come up, or rather we should see ways so that sensitization of wananchi on the public participation days and venues, we can use modes that is going to reach a majority of them. And then the other thing, and this is something that that is within our ability or within our the law. You tell the people I represent, Kaptumo Kaboi, to go all the way down to a place in Kemeloi, Maraba, or Kabwareng. That does not encourage the people from my unit of representation. So there is that flow whereby we lump the words from a particular constituency in one place, which may not be convenient. So, Mr. Speaker, going forward, and the leadership of the House, we should be guided on the best way we can come up with a law that is going to ensure that the public participation is principally done in the specific ward. Because I'm very sure it is going to repeat itself that you will have a turnout that is very low because of the inconvenience of the various venues. Again, Mr. Speaker, as I support this motion, we still have an amendment that we had suggested. I'm hoping and praying that the respective committee is going to move with speed so that the committee of the Ward Development Fund is going to be expanded as per the wishes of most members, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, I support this motion that we adjourn in order to allow for that time of public participation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Your mic, Honorable Salma, is on, and I know if Honorable Majority Leader makes a right of reply, you may not have an opportunity. Therefore, you can submit Honorable Salma.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi hii. Hata mimi ningependa kuunga mkono hoja ambayo imeletwa na kiongozi wa wengi kwenye bunge letu la county. Naunga mkono, na sababu ya mimi kuunga mkono, wakati ambapo kiongozi anaenda kwa wapiga kura wake na kuwaeleza kuhusu miradi, inampa nafasi nzuri yake kuwa na umoja na watu wake, kwa maana atawaeleza kuhusiana na pesa ambayo anatarajia kupata na miradi ambazo ziko, na kwa maana wale wapiga kura wake wanaelewa eneo lao vizuri, wanakuwa na nafasi nzuri ya kueleza ni miradi gani wataipea kipaumbele na ni gani inaweza kusubiria. So na unga mkono hiyo hoja ya kuahirisha, ndio tupate nafasi ya kukutana na wale watu wetu, tuweze kuwaeleza na kueleza umuhimu wa miradi na pesa ambazo tunatarajia, ndio kesho unakuwa na wakati mzuri wa kufanya kazi yako, kwa maana wao wenyewe watakuwa waliamua ni nini ifanywe mwanzo na nini isubirie. So kwa hivyo nimesimama kuunga mkono. Asante.
Honorable Teno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I give a right of reply, I want to thank the honorable members, honorable Speaker, who have contributed to this motion, and specifically by addressing some of the concerns, honorable Speaker. I'm in support, honorable Speaker, of those concerns raised by the members, especially the distance, honorable Speaker. Actually, we have been having a challenge in this public session because of the issue of distance. I can give an example, honorable Speaker, like a ward from Honorable Trole's ward, Jepterway. Somebody to travel from Jepterway to Kapiet, honorable Speaker, let's say 30 kilometers, honorable Speaker, it's very expensive. And number two, honorable Speaker, it's actually challenging because we might not find the targeted groups so that they can give the right information, honorable Speaker. And I think you will guide us, Honorable Speaker, so that we can amend some of these parts of the Act, Honorable Speaker, that is the Public Participation Act, because I think we have the chairman of delegated legislation, that is Honorable Tarbey. And if this is tasked to him, Honorable Speaker, he can amend some of the parts of this Act, Honorable Speaker, so that we can even go the route raised by Honorable Cherule, that we can have a car moving around, Honorable Speaker, with public address, Honorable Speaker, so that it can announce to people to come for public participation. And number two, Honorable Speaker, we may even amend also the law, Honorable Speaker, so that we can do this public participation specifically at the ward, Honorable Speaker, each ward to get its own public participation, Honorable Speaker. Because when you mix people like for Kabiet and Kurkung, so Honorable Speaker, they might not agree on some issues, Honorable Speaker. And this is actually, the Ward Development Act deals specifically with ward, Honorable Speaker. So it is of not good use, Honorable Speaker, to bring somebody from Jepterway to come to Kabiet so that it can discuss the issues of Jepterway, Honorable Speaker. So I think that one, going forward, Honorable Speaker, we should have a way out of amending, Honorable Speaker. And I think there was also an amendment raised by the members on the issue of membership on the Ward Development Fund, Honorable Speaker, which also must be addressed. And last year, Honorable Speaker, I want to also to inform this House, Honorable Speaker, that when this act was passed in this House, Honorable Speaker, and I can read some section, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it reads, when you read section 6 of the Act, Honorable Speaker, it reads that...
Honorable Majority Leader, just to bring to speed to the members, which act are you making reference to?
That is the Ward Development Act, okay. Honorable Speaker, that is equalization bill. It reads, Honorable Speaker, that the residents of each ward shall identify development projects to be implemented in respective wards in accordance with this act. And then it reads under part 2, the County Executive Committee member shall coordinate and facilitate the process of identifying projects for implementation at the ward level through public participation. That is the CC Finance. And in scenario that this public participation is not actually to the specified standard, the arm of the assembly, that is the legislature, Honorable Speaker, have the right of the right way to amend, Honorable Speaker, the act, not the act, but actually the ATP, Honorable Speaker, which was tabled in this assembly. Because, Honorable Speaker, when you read again in part 4, the County Executive Committee member shall align the project identification and selection process with the county budget cycle as set out in part 4. That is why I was saying, Honorable Speaker, you may find that a project has been allocated in this financial year, this current financial year, 2023-2024, and yet again it has been proposed by the members of the public to be done in 2024-2025 budget, Honorable Speaker. So it is the purpose of the Assembly again to ensure that these projects are aligned to the budget, Honorable Speaker. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, when you check under part the one Honorable Cherule was raising, Honorable Speaker, when you look even the act, again it goes the same direction that the County Executive Committee member shall publicize the recommendations of the County Assembly on such media of the county-wide circulation. The county-wide circulation, that is also the nation and the standard, maybe, Honorable Speaker. So it has not given exclusively the public address issue or the other media, Honorable Speaker. So I think that one we can also amend the act so that it can read even the public address. And Honorable Speaker, some of the projects, like in our wards, Honorable Speaker, you may find that some of the projects has been done by the national government. Let's say an example of roads, Honorable Speaker, which has been done by the KERA. Yet when you look at the ATP that was tabled in this assembly, you may find that there is a road that was proposed by the members of the public to be done using the Water Development Act, Water Development Fund. Yet that road is meant for an institution like KERA, Honorable Speaker. So this is now the point whereby we can amend such a bottleneck, Honorable Speaker, so that we can address that issue once and for all. Otherwise, I urge to members that we can, and let us ensure that we participate in this public consultation. Let us ensure that even we rally some of the members, the opinion leaders across our wards to attend this public consultation. Otherwise, I want to thank this House for supporting this motion, Honorable Speaker. I call upon the whole House to support. Thank you.
Honorable members, I'll proceed to put the question, which is that aware that the County Assembly is to be in session in accordance with the County Assembly calendar, approved in accordance with Standing Order 29, 1 and 2. Further, aware that Standing Order 28.1 provides that the County Assembly may, by resolution, alter its sitting dates specified in respect of a particular session, whereas Standing Order 28.3 provides that the County Assembly shall continue to be in session and may adjourn for such a number of days as it may determine in its calendar, considering that the County Assembly will be holding public participation on the 16th, 17th, and 18th October 2023 in respect to the Nandi County Annual Development Plan for the financial year 2024-2025, cognizant of the constitutional duty bestowed to the County Assembly to conduct public participation as scheduled, this House therefore resolves to adjourn its sittings from 12th October 2023 and resume on 18th October 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Will as many as of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
And will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 10, adjournment.
Honorable members, there being no any other order of business, rather prayers on the order of business today, the House stands adjourned until 18th October 2:30 p.m.